Look. No one can sing harmony alone. Harmony requires two people. You don't understand music. Right. It's the law. I know. You can only sing part harmony by yourself, right? Now, what she can do is go high or low, right? But not sing harmony by herself. No one can, right? Harmony is about two or more people who are singing together in different tones, but it sounds good together, too, right? You can't do it with one person, silly, right? No, you can't. This is some dude on Sherri today. Not about his skin color, but his idea of music, right? No one, unless you're doing it on multiple tracks, right, can sing harmony alone, right? Harmony isn't about one person singing the song, right? It's about two or more, right? And blending it together into a good sound, right? You're mistaken, sir. I don't know your name. I don't watch your show often, right? But harmony ain't what you think it is. You were told wrong, right? Now, I was in choir for 2, 3, 4 years and band, and you have to understand harmony can't be done alone, right? Now, you might can sing in octaves, meaning higher or lower, like I did with the video, right? But you can't sing in harmony by yourself, right? You can only do so much by yourself, too. You can only either do instruments as an impersonator or the voice, right? You can't do both at the same time. No one can. No one can. I don't know who taught you music, sir, but you're very confused, right? About harmony and what it means, right? See, you throw the word around like you understand it musically when you don't, right? Now, you can sing in unison in the choir too. That's where you all sound as one, right? But harmony is different. Harmony is where you're singing different parts in the song, right? And it still sounds good, right? Not when you're singing the same part, right? Now, like the bass sing one part. The tenors can sing another part. The baritone's another part. The alto's another part. The soprano's another part. And second or first. And then again, you blend that together into the song, right? Now, true unison is where you're in the different octaves, but in the same notes, right? You can also do unison that way, right? But unison and harmony are two different things, too, right? In choir, right? I know. So the only way you can sing in harmony is if you track it, right? From one vocal rendition to another, right? And then you loop the song, the part you tracked, right? Back upon itself and sing something different yourself, right? And you got to sing different notes too for it to be harmony. In other words, you like I was doing row, row, row your boat, right? When you do the traditional song, it's always row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. But to freestyle it, you slow it down. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. So there I'm going all over the place, but I'm still singing it in bass and then back to baritone or whatever, right? Now that's singing it in different octaves, maybe, right? But not harmony, you know. Harmony is unique to two people. Not one person, no. Anyone who thinks one person can sing harmony don't have a clue of what it means, right? To sing harmony, right? Harmony is when two parts, singers, right? Two people or more, right? sing different parts and it blends together as one good sound, right? Unison is where you sing the same part higher or lower in the same octave, right? And you sound in unison, right? They're two different things. My choir teacher got on me about my misinterpretation of it too, right? I didn't understand it either, right? So I know what you mean, but you're not quite saying it right, right? I think, and I think that's Jeffrey, nothing person Jeffrey, right? If that's who you are, right? Because I know her son's also named Jeffrey. I don't know, right? Who's who? Huh? But most people make that mistake with harmony and unison as well, right? What is unison? Well, it's when you sound as one, right? You sound as one voice, not different voices with harmony, right? So what harmony is when you sing two different parts and change the melody within the song, right? Or create a melody different than, say, the bass or the alto, right? Say the females take a different part, right? And the males, right, a different part. And then they sing it together and it sounds good together. That's harmony, right? Unison is they sing the same notes, but an octave lower, but sound as one, right? And people get confused about that all the time. You're not the only one, sir. I don't really know your name, like I said, but right. I'm trying to tell you with respect, too, not judge you, right? But educate you, because I made the same mistake when I was in choir. I think unison and harmony were the same thing, or right? And my school teacher, Mr. Mullis, was quick to correct me on that, right? Unison and harmony are two different things, and you require more than one person to sing harmony. The reason being, right, is you take different parts. When the Beatles are singing together and each one takes a different part, that's harmony, right? Now, I can only sing, though, a part, right, of the harmony, right? Or I gotta choose a voice. Like, say I do John or Paul or Ringo or George, right? My sweet Lord. See, that's also an impersonation of George, right? My sweet Lord, I really want to know you. And it's also based on the record or the music I hear on the radio, not a live performance. See, in a live performance, George can freestyle it, right? I gotta base it off of the radio, which is singing it in unison with the radio then, right? Not, I know. Harmony, not harmony, right? Now, one person can only sing one part of any song, right? If I do dun, 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 trying to do the guitar or something, right? I can't do that and sing at the same time. You can't do two things at once with singing, right? Either, right? Like with Megan Trainor in her track, right? You hear her singing on top of herself, but she did that on a separate track. No one can sing on top of themselves, even in a live performance. When she's singing it, when she stops singing, you can tell, and when she sings with the track, you can tell, right? And I can also tell when you're lip syncing or not, too, right? Because when you sing, you have a different quality about you than when you lip sync. I think when you lip sync, well, you're just moving your lips, right? That's lip service, right? But when you really sing, right, something comes out, right? I know. Right. I know. Now, Jesus came to teach us forgiveness not condemnation of the law. Paul may not have really understood that when he's getting all religious on you, right? But that's the point. Quit doing that, right? Quit judging people for being human and making mistakes in their love life too, right? No one is perfect, right? No one seduces a 4-year-old child or 11-year-old child and sleeps on the couch if they meet someone the same day or are living with their wife and she leaves you straight into the seat, right? That's not my fault. If my stepdaughter wakes me up, I can't do nothing about that. But the problem is I don't really recall. But again, you're making me talk about it for 15 damn years on YouTube, so I don't know if it happened or not. But now, there's only 3 people who can know, and the only way my ex-wife can know is if I said, "Who showed you that?" and brought her to her and told her, she said Grandma showed her that or something, right? Uh-huh. Now, basically, like I told you, all you can say is maybe she woke me up at the bus, right? You can't say what I did about it. That's you adding and making up your own story, right? You can't say because someone molested you, I molested her. Or because I was around it growing up myself, right? Even my cousins who were molested by an uncle can't say that uncle was a good example of a man. Right. He was a horrible example of a man. And you need to realize that. He's a bad dude, right? He ain't the good one, right? And he's not only trying to corrupt us, right, but wants other men to do it too, probably, right? But they don't brag about it. A real pedophile wouldn't even admit the child could have wake him up and he would have to do something of a family nature with the child, right? But that could get confusing to the child too if 4 years old. But it's not my fault if she's confused about it and I'm not, right? Confused about what I only could have done with her mother there, idiot, right? You have the problem of waking the mother up. Right? And anything sexual, before she's of the age of consent, I would never do with any child, not just my stepdaughter. I kept telling you that too, right? I know better, right? But a pedophile wouldn't have even admit they could have molested her, but didn't, right? See, they lie about it. They don't even want you to think they can molest the child, which is the lie, I know. They lie about it 100%. But because I admit sexual mistakes can happen, right? You're trying to throw me under the bus like I molested my stepdaughter when I didn't, I know. There's no real choice there either if she wakes me up or not. Her mom's right in the bedroom next to us. All the child would have to do is cry out, dummy. And I'm busted. Why do you think I'm laughing at how silly this sounds? Even to me, a mentally ill person, I know this is made up. The one who don't seems to be you, and that makes you seem like you were molested yourself and are hiding it and can't deal with it yourself. Or something's wrong with you. And if you deny it, that's the point. Everybody does. The few people who do not deny it, like the Me Too movement, again, or someone who falsely accuses someone too, right? That's what you sound like after 15 years of it. That you're not sure it happened either, but you want to double down like it really did, right? And there's only 3 people actually in the apartment at the time who could know, and the other 2 were supposed to be asleep too, right? You know what I mean? This would have to happen after I shut off the TV to go to sleep, right? And not before then or again, right? You're making me change the story again, right? See, there's two ways you can change the story. If you're making it up, right? And it never happened, right? See, you can make up the story there too, right? Even if it never happened, you can make it up, right? The reason you're making it up, though, is your real situation was you were on the couch and the girl and the mother were in the bedroom, and none of that makes sense, right? Not even to those who know how children are molested by a man, right? The man is usually sleeping with the mom, the child is in another room, and the man sneaks out once the mom's asleep, right? And goes to the room and says, oh, well, the child wanted to have sex with me. No, she didn't. And even with the two women, I could have been with their daughters, right? All I know is I'm on the couch all night. I never left the couch unless I went to pee real quick and then went back to, again, the couch. But I never went into the mom's bedroom or the daughter's bedroom, right? I stayed on the couch, right? And it ain't my first time to sleep on the couch, right? Sometimes you do that. Sometimes you sleep in the living room even when you sleep over with cousins or something, right? Or you get a bed and they share a bed or something, right? And again, right, these are things we would all do growing up, but none of it's criminal unless they tried to rape me or something, right? And I didn't know, and I don't remember. And then you're getting crazy there yourself, assuming they tried to rape me. I don't know they did that. I don't think they would do that, right? You do. And that makes you think you were molested and are hiding it and are acting out crazy sexually for yourself, right? Now, crazy sexually ain't being gay and trying to date one man and marry one man. Nor is it marrying one woman if that's what you're into, like I told you to, right? But then you stay faithful to each other or you divorce and break up, right? That's what Jesus means too. Don't he? Either commit to the relationship and make it last the rest of your life, even if you're resurrected from the dead. Or break up with each other and find someone who really wants to be with you. That's all you can do, right? Even if you're celibate or by yourself, like the Apostle Paul was thought of as well. Mm-hmm. But he says we do have the power to lead about a wife or a sister too, right? If you're in the ministry, there's no reason a husband and wife team can't be just as effective as a single person team as well, right? Male or female. Mm-hmm. Like Paul said, a single virgin male or female can tend to the things of the Lord more than can a married couple, because they're also supposed to have sex and keep up the relationship, right? So that Satan don't tempt them, right? I know. Right. And see, in America, nobody is having the perfect relationship anymore. Just hang that up, right? Gay or straight, Jew or Gentile, bond or free, male or female, right? Or true hermaphrodite, right? Or intersex, whatever you want to call other than people, right? And there are other than people. There are people who have XXX, XOX, XOXO genes, right? The only way it can be introduced to is sexually, especially if you have more than the genes that other humans have, right? Something had sex with us, like the angels, you feel? And they're lying about their gender, too. They're trying to make us think they were male and female, too. That's a lie, too. Yes, it is. They were all androgynous. Not fully male or female. Mm-hmm. And like I said, some of the grays, especially the ones with the more rounded head, some have more of the cone head. And that could explain the cone head baby they found in freaking Peru. And I know Aykroyd had to hear of that or something to come up with the characters. It's the cone heads, right? You don't just come up with that out the blue, but okay, right? I get it, right? That could be what some of the aliens look like? We don't know. We don't know. And they're not a man, whoever L is. Anoki L low-ish means it's not a human male or a human female. Mm-hmm. And when it says it's not one, it also means it's not the other, right? Too automatically, right? Don't you get it, right? If it says the male and female are both one in Christ Jesus, right? That's what it means. He's a hermaphrodite then, right? Intersex, androgynous, right? That's why Paul is playing with the word in Corinthians 11. And he even used anthro when he says the man Christ Jesus. He uses anthro, not andro, right? Anthro, it still includes the female, right? Now, the other problem is some of us have a God complex, but it's more satanic in nature, right? We're judging good and evil when God said not to judge, and it's Satan who taught us the knowledge of good and evil, to judge right or wrong, right? What you do, right? That's what the Christians also won't get. They're so self-righteous, they don't understand the sexual immorality Paul is talking about is in general, right? You know, maybe referring more to orgies, right? Or things of that nature. Having sex with a bunch of men and women, maybe, right? Not one person, right? At a time either, as well. See, I never had a menage a trois. Now, I did sleep with Michelle and then Mary Bell once. Right? But it was 2 days later, by the way, right, when I actually slept with him. And I showered after, you know what I mean? I didn't just go from one girl to the next, right? But I was also seeing problems with Michelle real early, and it was getting on with Mary Bell, and I was just seeing if it was just sexual, right? See, if you just having sex with me once a month, you don't love me anymore. You never did. It was sex. It was sex you wanted. If that's all you give me, it was sex you wanted. Get over it too, right? Trying to accuse me because I have a stepdaughter, which will always be true, right? Don't mean I did something wrong with the stepdaughter, even if she woke me up or not. And I just don't remember it, right? That's what you're making me think happened too. I don't remember it or something, right? Right. So I'm making up what I think I might have done. Not actually remember I did. Those are two different things, but I admit that too. I'm making it up, right? Kind of not sure it happened, kind of thinking it could have, but trying to remember how it would have happened, right? Well, that automatically makes me doubt myself since I'm mentally ill and I have amnesia, right? Right. From the car wreck in the fall. The amnesia from the car wreck is over 4 hours. I'm in the hospital late at night when I come to, right? The first night, right? Damn. And my mom tells me I was in a car wreck. No. Then I'm in the hospital. I don't even remember the second day, right? And then I leave, and that's all I remember, leaving the hospital. I don't even remember if I had breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or anything in the room, right? Because they don't just stick you in the ICU room, they put you in the room if you're kind of in the wreck, right? They got to, right? But I'm also healing. They're tapping on my neck, and I'm in pain, but by the time I'm in the ICU room, I'm in no pain, and there's no hard C collar. They took it off, right? Maybe because it was causing me pain and I was complaining about it being taken off. Idiot. It don't matter 4 hours later. On the same day, if I made them take it off. And that's just doing what the patient wants you to do, right? And taking his advice and letting nature take its course and heal the neck, right? If God's healing the neck, right, the hard C collar might not be a good idea, right? If I'm getting better and telling you to take it off, right, I don't need it, right? God's healing it then, right? Nature, whatever you want to call it. Supernatural even, maybe. Because normally it takes 6 weeks for any lock facet to heal, right? Or more. And then you got to be in that fucking halo or whatever, right? Some people, right? But I did it in less than 42 hours and was out the hospital. I know. The same within 3 days, right. Technically, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. That sounds familiar, Christians? What day did Jesus resurrect on? Sunday? Well, I'm Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Ain't that a continuation somewhat? Right. 2,000 years later, though. I'm not Jesus, but still. I can be as Jesus. See, he that is perfect shall be as the Master. Right? The rest of you are false Christ, right? If you're not being perfect with Christ, right? You're being lukewarm then, right? That's what he's warning you of. John. How are you lukewarm? Well, you're not following Christ. You're following Satan in Christ, right? See, there's only two involved with the fall, right? The one who created everything and God through him, and the one who fell. And we became as to know good and evil with him, right? He taught us good and evil. There's one of us, right, who taught us good and evil. Not all of us, not one of us. At first. And then the other third fell by the time of the flood, right? And God had to wipe it all out, right? Because they were corrupting the earth, right? And the people, giving them scientific knowledge without understanding how to use that knowledge. That's why they exploded a nuclear warhead in India, right? And all that, right? Only the angels would have that knowledge, by the way, not us. And they're playing God. They're not God either. What they're doing is they're coming from the heavens or heaven, right? And then coming to earth, and aren't supposed to be here, really, right? Earth was given to us to be our domain, right? Not them, right? And then they're kind of trying to take it over by making us sin with it, right? And trying to cause our deaths, right? And that's the whole problem. Have a good day.